Hi, welcome to a Taste of Oktoberfest presented by Schneider's. Today we're heading to Beertown in Guelph to visit Chef Mike to try one of his Oktoberfest-inspired dishes. Special thanks to Hefner Toyota for hooking me up with this sweet ride and getting me there in style. All right, let's head out. Hey everyone, I'm here in Beertown, Guelph with Chef Mike. Chef, thanks for having us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I know we're at Beertown, but you've worked at a lot of different places within the charcoal group, right?
That's right, yeah. I've been with the group for 25 years in various roles. Started as a cook at the steakhouse and worked my way through all the restaurants from Wildcraft to Bauer to Beertown Sociable. Helped out at Moose Winooski's, all of them. Yeah.
That's awesome. So many great restaurants to choose from. That's amazing that you've worked at them all.
That's right.
All right, so what are we making today?
We are making a traditional German apple cake.
Ooh.
We've done a little bit of a twist on it, and then we're going to make it gluten-free.
Wow.
It's a pretty simple recipe to put together. It's just a batter. We slice some apples. We're going to push the apples down into the batter, bake it for about 35 minutes, take it out, let it cool a little bit, and slice it, serve it with some caramel sauce, icing sugar, whipped cream, candied pecans.
You're appealing to my sweet tooth, and I got a big one.
Yeah.
So, what do we need to make this delicious cake?
All right, well, I'm going to get you to help.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so I'll get you to do a little mixing.
All right.
So you can do this in a stand mixer or with your blender at home. The stand mixer sometimes can be a little big for the job, so this is it's not a giant recipe, so that this little mixer does the trick really well. So we're going to start with butter. So if you want to grab the mixer there, I'm just going to get you to whip that up so we get it nice and light.
All right.
So you
want
can
it on low, or?
put the mixer right into it and then start on low. There you go, good. While you're mixing, adding the sugar.
All right.
To cream the perfect. Yeah, keep going a little bit more.
All right.
And then while you're mixing, I'm gonna add in 3 eggs.
All right.
One at a time. So I'm just gonna plop them in and you can mix it in. Great, you're hired. I need to do this. More. Another one.
All right.
Awesome. Last one goes in. Okay, so we're adding vanilla.
Ooh. Love vanilla.
And lemon. And at that point, you can pause. Perfect. So I'm going to mix the dry ingredients. So here we have, this is just a 1-to-1 gluten-free flour. You could buy whatever variety you find in the grocery store. I have my favorites, but any 1-to-1 will work for the job. I'm adding my salt and a little bit of baking soda.
Okay.
And give that a little bit of a stir. And still off to the side, I have a couple tablespoons of milk.
All right.
So while you're mixing, I'm just gonna add half of this flour in. We'll get it incorporated, add a bit of milk, and then add the rest so we get it.
All right. So why are we just adding a little bit at a time here?
We'll just get it, it'll help us get it mixed in. We won't get any lumps this way. We'll get some air into it. It just saves us a little bit of aggravation trying to mix it all in one shot. Looks awesome. All right. We're gonna get a little messy, it's okay.
Oh, it's always better to get messy when you cook. I find it makes the food taste better.
So, and then the rest of our milk goes in. It's awesome. Looks great. So I'm gonna just give it a little scrape. And that way, I think we're good to go.
All right.
Perfect.
I'll hand
So
that
I'll
back
grab
to
that
you
from
there.
you. I'll just take the beaters out so we don't fall. So that's that stage. So we've got our batter. And by the way, if you don't like apples, peaches, pears, you can just bake. This is like a really nice light vanilla cake.
Yeah.
It's gluten-free. So even if you don't want to do a German apple cake, it's a good recipe to keep on hand.
So if you want to mix it up, add a different fruit. Can you combine fruits in it, or?
For sure,
Awesome.
yeah, anything. Sky's the limit with it. So to prepare the apples, you can do these ahead of making the cake, or as you get to this stage. I like to do them at this stage so they don't brown as I'm working. But you can, if you have a vegetable peeler or an apple core peeler, you can do them really quick with that. I'm just gonna peel it with a paring knife, and then quarter core slice.
Now that is impressive. I would not try that myself. I would be scared to cut myself, but you're a pro.
A little bit of practice. So to core them, dig in with knife. Just clean it up. And then for slicing, I like to find the flat side and then try and slice thin without going right through so that it stays together.
Oh, okay.
However, if it breaks apart, not a big deal because you can just set it into the cake.
So is that just for presentation of the
for
cake? For
presentation,
okay.
yeah. You'll see it when it bakes. So I did slice a bunch of heads, so we're ready to go.
Awesome.
So now with the cake, we'll just get a little bit off the beaters. And I've prepared a springform pan. If you have a good one, you can oil it or put a parchment liner in the bottom of it.
Now, if you don't have a spring form, is there anything else you could use?
Just your a cake pan, or the spring form is always nice because you can pop the edges off it and it's easy to get out.
Yeah.
But any sort of cake pan will work for this.
Awesome.
Just grease it up really well and should pop right out. And then in terms of the cake, I mean, this is a 9-inch. However, you could, if you go a little smaller, it's going to be a deeper cake. If you
A little wider, it's a shallower cake.
Yeah,
I got you.
It's really super versatile. So we're just going to push it out to the edges. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to push some apples now into it. And to do that, I'm just going to go around the outside. And then when this bakes, you'll see what happens. The apples look like they sink and the cake rises around it.
Nice. Now, I didn't ask this before, but what kind of apples did you use?
These are Gala apples, but you can use whatever apple that you like to bake pies with. Galas are a little sweeter. It's nicer for a cake than maybe like a pie apple would be.
Okay.
So that's ready. We're ready to go into the oven with it.
All right, let's go. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
All right, this looks amazing. So how long has it been in the oven for?
So it's in the oven for about 35 minutes
Yeah.
at 350 degrees.
Okay.
It may take 30 to 40 minutes depending on your oven. You want to check with a skewer to make sure the skewer comes out clean and it's finished through the middle. So first time I baked it, I found that it was quicker than I expected. It was also the first time I made it with gluten-free flour, and I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but
Okay.
it was definitely a factor. So we've let this cool down to touch now. I really enjoy it warm, but it also was just fine next day, or completely cooled off as well. So we're just going to pop off the spring form from it, and I'll just slide it off the base and get our wax paper out of the way, and I will use a serrated knife. Just so it's a little easier to cut through the apples with a serrated knife on it.
Awesome, that's a great tip.
And
oh, that looks delightful.
And we'll go into 8 with it. And we're gonna do a plate with icing sugar. So if you make this up as well whole and want to present it, it's nice to just shake icing sugar over the whole thing beforehand. You get a good dusting of icing sugar on it. I have, this is a maple caramel sauce that we're using, so I'm going to be generous with the amount of sauce over the top.
I like that twist with a maple caramel.
Little Canadiana.
Yeah.
Might be German, but we're in Canada. So. And whipped cream out of the gun. Do a little test. Perfect.
I've been wondering this whole time what this fancy contraption was for, and now it's for whipped cream. That's awesome.
And these are maple, sorry, not maple pecans, candy pecans that we have prepared as well for this.
Oh, yeah.
Candy pecan.
All right, now it's time for my favorite part.
All right, time to go.
Let's dig in. A little bit of everything on there. Oh man, that is so good. I love all the different flavors.
Really nice. So you could do this with, like I said, with any fruit. Like you have pineapple, peaches, all the summer fruits that come in, berries, all that kind of thing.
Nice.
Garnish, sky's the limit. You could do all kinds of things with it. Really
Yeah,
versatile.
lots of variety for your garnish. You can basically use your imagination, put
That's
anything
right.
you want in there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for having us here today at Beertown. You can come in, check out their Oktoberfest themed desserts during Oktoberfest, or throughout the year, you have other featured desserts you do every so often.
That's right. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again.
You're welcome.
Really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
this. This is amazing. Prost. Thanks for watching A Taste of Oktoberfest presented by Snyder's and proudly sponsored by Hefner Toyota. Also, a special thanks to Beertown and Guelph for having us today and the amazing food. For more videos like this, visit oktoberfest.ca and keep up to date on everything Oktoberfest. Auf Wiedersehen!